Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we'll be talking about Supergirl.
Season 4, episode 20. Will the real Miss Tessmacher please stand up?
And we're sorry we didn't get to it last night.
Yeah, I was gone.
Yeah.
I was coming home from a fan expo.
Yeah. So, I didn't want to do it without her because, I mean, it's Supergirl. Maybe if it was Legends, I would have done it.
Yeah, but I like Legends too, so.
Yeah. It was just, like, hard deciding whether or not to do it without you because awesome sauce.
I wouldn't care if you had. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. But then again, we also know my track record with actually doing them.
But Legends, like, I would have wanted to be a part of.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So
Supergirl, I mean, I don't really care either way. Like, it's fine if I'm not.
Okay.
But, I mean, I like the show. It's just, it's fine if I miss a review or something. But
last night's episode was kind of epic.
It was.
So what did you like about the episode?
Let's see. Well, aside from me just wanting freaking Kara to tell Lena that she's Supergirl.
But she had a good reason.
I know she had a good reason, but, like, every time Lena was saying this stuff about trust and, like, being completely open and that, like, she can trust Kara.
Every time Kara's about to tell her is when Lena goes on and says this stuff. And note that I didn't mean to say stuff. I was going for another word, but I chose stuff instead.
And I'm just like, please, you need to tell her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's nice that, you know, like she said, she will tell her after the
I mean, I liked that she admitted that to James, that she was, like, going to tell her when everything was done with.
Yeah.
But like you said, Lex is gonna spill it before she gets a chance to.
Yeah, it's gonna
happen.
I mean, because not to do anything, but like the end when she gets captured, like who's gonna take her place?
Lex.
Red Star is going to come in and pretend to be Kara.
Right.
And the second they want to do anything, Red Daughter is, you know, just... Why did I say Red Star?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, that's actually, like... That's a Marvel character. No, that's Firestar. Red Star is... No, Red Star... We saw Red Star on Teen Titans 2 weeks ago.
That's probably why you're thinking of it.
Yeah. We're almost done watching Teen Titans, guys! She's almost done being indoctrinated into her character!
Yeah, and I met Raven and Beast Boy!
She did. She got me autographs.
I did.
But... So, with Red Daughter taking the place of Kara, like, I'm hoping that someone would realize she's not acting like Kara. That's not Kara.
Right.
But, like...
I mean, I don't know.
She would totally take her glasses off in front of anyone and show the world that Kara is Supergirl because she's quote-unquote evil.
Yeah.
She could be the one that just straight up is like, oh, Lex just told me to do something. Glasses off right in front of Lena.
Right. And she'd be like, Supergirl?
But she'd realize almost right away,
because, I haven't been the same person the whole time. I just have glasses on.
Right. But she would, I think Lena would recognize, even though she'd be hella shocked and kind of really, really hurt and pissed, she would realize that Kara wouldn't do that. You know? And she'd be like, you're not Supergirl, you're not Kara, like, you're Red Daughter. she would know right away.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that there was anything that I specifically liked necessarily. I mean, I liked the episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like for me, there was more things of like, oh, this is happening, or
It was more, I mean, not necessarily filler. It was character development.
Yes, it was.
Although, even though I'm saying it's not technically filler, that it was filler.
Yeah, I mean, the episode was kind of a little bit of a filler, but
Mhm.
it still was going along with what...
The best fillers always further the story.
Yeah, so it was still furthering the story. Because, I mean, it had to do with Tess and, like, the situation with Lex and them trying to find him, and then, you know, everything that's going on with Red Daughter and all of that.
Right.
So, you know, but I don't think there was any specific moments I necessarily loved. I liked it as a whole. I liked the little, like, kind of nod, like, smile-ish thing with Brainy and Mia.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. I like how they furthered Alex's story.
Yeah, me too.
How she was... we've known ever since Maggie that she wanted a kid.
I mean, okay. I thought that Kelly did better in this episode than she has been.
She did. I wasn't necessarily focused on her horrendous acting ability,
I wasn't either. I mean, I was watching her and I was kind of like seeing, okay, she's using more expression.
Mm-hmm.
She's not being as stiff or as forced with it. Like, it's a little bit more expressive, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you know, she really was there for Alex through this, though, and she did help her. And, you know, she talked about she talked more about her life, and we got to kind of see more into her past and her story. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and then, of course, what happened with Alex and this baby and everything.
Yeah,
that she almost got, but didn't.
Right, it really tore her apart.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's gotta be so hard. Like, you know, I want to eventually, like, someday adopt a child. Like, yeah, I would want to have one of my own too, but I would also want to do a nice thing and adopt if, you know, if it came to that or something.
Right.
But, like, you know, it's difficult because it's such a waiting game. Like, you have to wait for so long and you're not even guaranteed a child sometimes. And then, like, if you have a certain lifestyle, you might not even get a chance to be put into the system. Like, it's just, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Yeah.
So I feel bad because I know she's, like, really, really wanting that more than anything. Mm-hmm. Like, that is her, like...
I think it would be easier.
Her heart.
Yeah. I do think it would be easier if she didn't want a baby.
Yeah.
Because there's more children out there.
Right.
But she wants to start off. She wants a baby. She wants to raise it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part.
It is the hard part. But, like, when it comes to adoption, a lot of times the kids and, like, the older kids don't get adopted because everybody wants a baby or everybody wants young kids. Mm-hmm. So if they're, like, you know, like, you know, if they're like 12 or 11 or something, or they're a teenager, like, typically they don't usually get adopted very easily.
Yeah. Because
people don't want to deal with teenagers. Yep. And then, you know, if they're already a kid, I mean, they do. It just depends on how old they are a lot of the time. Age is a big factor in adoption. So.
And Alex wants to start from the beginning, and I do not blame her.
No, I don't blame her either, because she wants to have that whole experience. She doesn't want to miss out on any part of their life. And that makes sense, and that's totally understandable.
It's a longer process.
Yeah, it's just going to take longer because, you know...
Like she was saying, the mother who generally comes to this a couple months in advance has parents to choose from. Mm-hmm. And they choose, like, what, top 3. And then from the top 3, they choose...
one of them.
Right. And
she didn't even tell anybody. Nobody even knew.
Right. So Alex just got handed to this girl. She's like, okay, well, here's your only choice.
And then, like, the mother talked to someone and
The grandma.
The grandma talked to someone and convinced her to keep the child.
Yeah, the grandma,
the baby,
asked for a priest to come in, and the priest talked to the daughter. And
yeah,
probably some shit about sin and all of this. And, like, I don't really even see how that's, like, if you can't keep the child because you can't raise them, then it's not a sin.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to see how I'm trying to figure out for myself how he would convince the 17-year-old girl to keep her child.
Because it's not like she's necessarily doing anything wrong. I mean, yeah, she did do something wrong by not telling anyone.
Right. She kept it a secret,
but, you know, trying to put it up for adoption because she wants to give it a better life is not a bad thing.
Right.
Because she's 17.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are her parents going to help her take care of it? Because she's still in high school.
Well, it almost seems like her grandparents are her legal guardians. Which makes me think that
it probably just had to do with the traditional thing. Oh, if you give up the baby, then it makes you look bad. I don't know. Just the whole the way that people believe.
Right. But the idea that the grandparents were really the only parental figures in this equation for this unknown girl.
Yeah.
It makes me think that their child, probably daughter, was in a very similar boat as this pregnant girl.
As their granddaughter.
Mm-hmm. And they raised their granddaughter because their daughter wasn't fit for parenting.
Right.
And now they're going to do the same thing. No, she's already made the same mistake. But now they're going
to take care of it again.
Right. Which, I mean, I understand wanting to keep the baby in the family.
Yeah.
But, hey, if you've already done that, you're, ancient.
Mm-hmm.
No offense. But you're, probably well over 70 and 80 years old.
Yeah.
I
mean, it also just depends on, where you're at in your life, too. If you're a single person and you're, past high school and, our age or whatever, and you have a kid, you're more capable of taking care of it than you are if you're, in high school or something.
Especially 17, you can't work yet.
Yeah. So, it just depends on if you want to carry that responsibility or not, and if you're able to do it.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't think she was doing the wrong thing in wanting to have it be adopted.
Right. I mean, keeping it's not wrong either. We're not saying that.
No, it's not.
She did have her grandparents' support in it.
I mean, that ended up happening on, a show I was watching, actually. This girl was going to give up her baby, and she didn't want to see it or anything, when it was... she was, I think, going to have, a C-section because she didn't even, want to see it. They were just going to take it out and take it away. And there was complications, and she ended up having to have it naturally. And, she was going to give it up, and then, they had her hold it, and she, her dad was all ready to, have her adopted and do all this stuff because she was young. And then she was, holding it, and she, decided she wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Because a lot of the times when the mother holds the baby, they just give birth to, there's this instant connection.
Yeah.
That forms. It's a lot easier to give a child up if you never met them.
Right. If you just have it and you don't see it and they just take it away and you don't get to see it.
Yeah.
Or hold it.
Mm-hmm.
But once you hold it and you have that contact with it, that skin to skin contact, and hold it close to you, there's that bond and that connection with it.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to let it go.
Yeah.
Because you have that attachment.
It becomes more than 10 times harder.
Yeah.
And it's probably something that might have happened in this scenario.
Maybe.
We don't know,
but I mean, we just know that Alex will eventually get a child.
Yes.
It's just not going to be right now.
Right.
And I mean, that's kind of what Kelly was saying. She's like, you will have everything that you want,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I love how, like, when she said that, like, we couldn't be out, and Alex got that look like she didn't realize
Yeah.
that she was gay.
No one did.
And I'm like, well, if they're hinting at them being together, that's going to have to come out at some point.
Right, but it wasn't official. Like,
Yeah.
no one knew for sure. It was, like, this
Yeah.
thing that was going around that
Right.
Kelly... Why introduce this new character that was never talked about ever at any point in history?
Yeah.
And everyone wanted a Kara and, you know, James relationship. Well, this is the workaround. You know, like, all these things pointed to...
People ship Kara and Lena too. You know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, if theirs wasn't obviously strictly a friendship, I would totally ship that. Even though I knew it would never happen because Kara's totally straight as hell. But I would ship that. Because they'd make a damn cute couple. Holy hell.
They just would have to be honest with each other in order for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't keep secrets from each other.
Yeah, like last night's Charmed. The secrets finally came out.
Good.
The ex-cop girlfriend finally knows that her memory was erased. And now she hates
the one that
Mel.
had the glasses?
She's like, you did this to me! I didn't give you permission! She storms out. I'm like, no, but yes! Because, you know, it's not the reaction you want, but you want her to know the truth.
Yeah.
And, you know, something similar is going to happen to Lena.
Exactly. But yeah, just like the look that she had, like, kind of like surprised because she didn't know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
I was like knowing that she's probably the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
Still in my mind, I was just like, okay, so you had the hots for your commanding officers. So what? Like, why don't you two just go bang in the tent? I'm sure it happens all the time, right?
I mean, with Harmon back, it took him 9 years.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
just saying.
They actually follow the rules, okay? But a lot of people don't. Because they're out for a long time.
Well, I mean, they let Bud and Harriet get married, and that was technically against the rules, too.
Yeah, but Bud had a different job, a different role in the office than Harriet did.
I know.
So
but they were both still in the Navy.
Yeah.
But she just wasn't. She was still like an ensign, and he was like a lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But,
I mean, regardless, like, it was still kind of technically breaking the rules, but not technically. Like,
right.
You know,
it
was like a fine line.
Yeah. But, so, in my head, it hadn't registered. This is her moment. She's coming out.
Yeah.
It was like, well, why didn't she go screw him? Like, I mean...
Well, as soon as she started talking about it and she said the part about out, I was like, okay, well, it's a female sergeant then, you know?
Right.
Like, and then she said she, and I was like, okay.
No, yeah, when she started talking about the don't ask, don't tell stuff, I was like, okay, yep, you are gay. I thought it was going to be kind of like the Maggie Alex situation, where she was going to be straight.
Yeah.
And then realize that she's not.
Mm-hmm.
And then them be in a relationship.
Yeah. But it ain't like that.
No. I mean, I'm fine with it I'm fine with either way.
Yeah.
I'm just not fine with it being her.
Yeah.
Because she needs to act better.
I mean, she does. I felt like she did a better job in this episode than she has in all the other episodes we've seen her in.
That's not hard to do.
It's not.
I could do it. I mean, I've only taken 2 acting classes and been in 1 school play. I could do better than she did, which is sad. And by school play, I don't mean like the stupid like elementary, high school stuff either. So
I don't think that's what they think you mean.
I don't know. School plays. You think like, oh, like Peter Pan, or what are you doing in high school? School play. Like,
I mean,
you don't really think college.
No, I know,
play.
but it's like kind of any aspect of theater. Like it can be anywhere, college, high school, whatever.
Yeah, but the general conception
is high school theater. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I wish that I had done that, but I didn't. I was too scared to audition. Because I like to sing, but I just, at that time in my life, I wasn't comfortable enough doing it in front of people.
Right.
And so I was afraid to audition.
Well, the play...
If it was like a musical.
Right, the play I was in wasn't a musical, though.
I know. But, like, if I was going to be in something, it would be something that was a musical.
Right.
So.
But, I mean, it wasn't that hard for me, because the person putting on the production was my teacher. So, I was just like... It was just like going to class.
Yeah, basically.
So... But, yeah, it's sad when I could do better than that, because she's a paid professional.
Let me just put it this way. I felt like in tonight's episode, she did better than Emma.
She did better than Emma when Emma wasn't the dark one. When Emma was the dark one, Emma played her character correctly.
Yeah, she did.
When Emma was in season 1, she played 1 and 2. She played her character correctly. After that, it was all just.
Yeah, those were the seasons that I liked Emma.
Yeah. 1 and 2 and the dark
kind
one.
of season 3 a little bit, but like the first half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the Neverland stuff I thought was okay with her.
Yeah.
Partly because we got to see more of Neil.
Yeah.
But that's just me being bitter.
Yeah.
Because I will forever be bitter at the writers for doing that to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. Yeah, I mean, like, I still don't like her that much, but I'm trying to give her a little bit of credit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because she's gonna be around. We're going to have to see her whether we like her or not.
And at this point, it's fairly certain she's definitely going to be Alex's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And future wife.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, we're just gonna have to accept that.
Yeah.
I'm more accepting of it than she is.
This is true.
I mean, I don't like her the way that I liked her and Maggie by any means.
Right.
But if she's gonna be with someone that's not Maggie, I suppose this is the best that she can do.
Yeah.
Or the writers can do.
It's the best the writers can. The casting director can do.
And I honestly just want Alex to be happy. And if Kelly makes her happy, then that's what matters.
Yeah.
You know?
I did like what Kelly said when Alex was trying to make up her mind. Because Alex was like, I need my sister here, but I can't even talk to her.
And she's like, well, if Kara was here, what would she say?
Yeah. And I'm like, that was the perfect thing to say.
Yeah.
Like... I mean, in that instant, like, I was just like, okay, you now have my attention.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was as easy as that one line to be like, okay, I like you.
Right.
I still don't like her, but I like her.
But you're like, she's growing on you.
Right. Like,
you'll probably, like, you don't like her, but you'll probably still like her better than Emma.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at least, even though she's not that great of an actress, she's still being more expressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like in this episode, she was probably the most expressive that she's been.
She was probably closer to Ella in this episode. I'm sorry, I had an issue with Ella's acting in the final season. But I didn't say anything because I mean it wasn't as expressional. I think
I was just so like into Ella and Henry that I didn't really notice and it didn't really bother me all that much.
It didn't bother me completely, but
like I loved them so much.
Yeah, It was just very noticeable to me.
Yeah,
But I was willing to put it aside because she played the character really well.
she did. Yeah.
And I mean, once we get more character from Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe I'll feel the same.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like tonight we did, and that's why
I was able to look past it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, you know, like I don't think that she was horrible. Like we actually learned about her and her story, and when she was talking about it, she was being real and she was being emotional and vulnerable. And so, like, you know, for me, it wasn't like hard to watch or or whatever. I mean, it was a scene, and it was, you know, good.
Yeah. I think a lot of it was because she was being really raw. Yeah. And I think that as soon as she started talking about this, my mind automatically went to, this is why she's so mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe the producers wanted it this way, wanted her to be bad at everything and have no emotion, because she's still trying to hold it in.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then I'm okay with it.
Right.
But you have to show me, you have to tell me one of the two or both. You have to show and or tell me that this is the reason why she freaking sucks at acting. And it's not the actor's fault, it is the character holding back how she really feels.
And I feel like that's what she was doing.
Right. But I feel like that was only like a small extent, because she, like she said that she was, I mean, that you never get over it. You know.
Yeah.
But
you
like,
never fully do get over it.
But you can get through it.
Yeah.
You know.
You never fully get over something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you get through it.
Yeah. Like,
you heal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always going to be a part of you.
Yeah. I think that it was that right now, like, Alex's is still kind of it's an open wound, but not extremely open.
Oh, what happened with Maggie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, it's scabbing over. It's becoming, it's becoming a scar, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, and then also losing her sister to talk to in that way is also.
But
I mean, at least in this episode.
Right, but I'm talking about like the emotional impact.
Yeah.
Of like their loss.
Mm-hmm.
Like Maggie's departure from her life is like it's starting to heal. Like, it's becoming a scab. Like, it's scabbing over. Maybe part of it is a scar, but part of it's still scabbed. You know, like the whole wound doesn't always heal at the same rate.
Right.
But maybe Kelly's, maybe all of her wound is healed, and the scab is falling off, but it's still there.
Right.
Because, you know, like, when your wound is healed, but you still have a scab, it peels away on its own. You don't want to peel that sucker off.
Yeah.
Even though I do all the time. Anyway,
I think we all do.
Right.
I mean, come on, let's be real. Who doesn't pick their scabs?
Right. But, I mean, even emotionally.
Yeah.
You pick at it because it bothers you.
Right.
Something about it bothers you. And I think that that's what this is for her. Maybe hers has healed and she's picking at the scab.
Yeah.
Which is totally gross. Like, this analogy is gross, but still it works.
It does.
So I think that that's why she's still hiding behind the scab. She's not letting the scab fall off. She's not ready to...
Oh, Kelly?
Yeah. She's not ready to let go of that. And if you, like, show more of it, that she's willing to break out of her shell around Alex, then I'll believe that that's why she was so mechanical.
Yeah, and I think that that's, at least... That's what I'm hoping is the way that they're leading with it.
Right.
Because if they do, then it'll make it easier to watch. It'll make it more believable.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think that, I don't know, I think that that'll be a good thing.
Yeah. So, have we talked about everything except for the end?
I mean, freaking Lockwood and his, like,
Right.
hunting aliens. I mean, okay.
He jammed himself full of Harnell.
Dreamer is only half alien, and she's not illegal.
No.
Okay?
Right. She
And
has birth records on her.
And I know that you're upset because that lady killed your wife, but maybe if you hadn't ran in her house and freaking taken her family from her, that wouldn't have happened.
Just her husband. Her kids are somewhere.
Well, whatever. The point is, she was getting back at you for what you did to her.
Mm-hmm. And you threatened her life.
And she has every right to be pissed at you and to do that to you.
I don't know. She has the right to kill someone who's...
Not kill someone, but I mean, she has the right to get revenge.
Maybe kidnap her. Because
yeah.
you kidnapped her.
Not kill her.
husband.
I'm not saying that like, the killing should be warranted.
Right. Or that kidnapping is warranted in any
I'm
situation.
just saying that, like, when somebody does something like that to you, of course you're going to retaliate.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody takes your husband or your wife or your kid, you're going to go into protective mode and you're going to freaking go out there and try to do whatever you're going to do to that person.
Mm-hmm. And if that means...
I'm not saying that what they're going to do is right or justified, but, like, or I mean, it's justified, but, like, I'm not saying that what they're going to go do is right. It's just...
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to do it because that's their instinct. They're not just going to stand by and let the person that they love die.
Yeah.
In vain.
Right.
Like, they're going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that he thinks that, like, what she did is, like, so horrible and all the aliens need to die is... I mean, I know it's his, like, his own beliefs and mantra about that. But... like, yeah, I feel like I just, like, talked myself into a hole. But I'm not saying that his wife should have died. I'm just saying that, you know, she has that, you know, rage on her mind, and she's going to go on a rampage and hurt the people in his life. Not necessarily kill, but she wants him to feel the same pain that she feels when he took her husband from her.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. I think we all understood.
Even though it took me forever.
You know what? Sometimes it takes me forever, and I don't even get to my point because I forget what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been.
I mean, it sucks that his wife died. I'm sorry, and I feel bad for.
I mean, she was a dick.
Yeah, she was, and I feel bad for his son because his son is kind of like he's still questioning stuff.
I think he's done questioning.
Yeah, I think he knows now.
Mm-hmm. That just like with humans, they're not all good and they're not all bad.
Yeah.
Like. There are
like
some
he's
that are
different
good.
from his father in that way because
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't think that they're all bad.
Yeah, because one of his best friends is an alien, and he didn't know that. But when he found out, like everything just suddenly like.
I mean,
but he's not evil.
Yeah, I mean, if there were more people who felt that way, like even not just with aliens, but with any race or any religion or whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
like if people just realize that just because you don't agree or just because you're not of that race, it doesn't mean that they're all bad. Like, yeah, there's going to be people within it that are bad, but not the whole race or whole whatever it is in and of itself is bad.
Right.
It's the way that it's abused or used or taken out of context or whatever. Like, you know, I mean, hey, like, we're not perfect. White people have been involved in organizations and things that are evil organizations, but are we as a people evil? No. But if you're part of, like, neo-Nazi or white supremacy or racist or whatever, then yeah, you're gonna be those bad, evil people. But if you're just, you know, your race and you're just being respectful and kind and trying to treat each other equally, then you're not a bad person.
Right. Like, I mean, Hitler was a brown-haired white guy. Does that mean all brown-haired white guys are evil?
Exactly. And, yeah, just because freaking Osama bin Laden was part of freaking a terrorist organization doesn't mean that all Middle Eastern people are freaking terrorists.
Right.
And I'm not apologizing for saying that.
Mm-hmm. It's like saying back in World War II that all Asian-looking people are going to
because of
kamikaze into
right,
a ship.
because the Japanese attacked us, so they're like, oh, Japanese people are bad. It's
and
like,
then they're just
no.
like, oh, you're Japanese. Like,
It's
I'm Korean.
A lot of Japanese
But-
people actually lived in America.
Mm-hmm.
Those people didn't like what happened
Right.
among their own people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that they had their thoughts about it. Same with what was going on in Germany. Yeah, there was probably some Germans who supported the Fuhrer and his
Mhm.
ideologies, but there were also people who didn't like what was happening to their country and were trying to get out.
Yeah.
And
Not just the Jewish people.
yeah, in the process, like, take The Sound of Music, for instance. They weren't Jewish, they were Austrian. And Hitler was going to take over Austria with the Anschluss. And they left because they didn't want to be there and deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it just, like, not everybody... Evil's made, not born.
For the most part. There's some slight exceptions.
Some. But... I just, like, inherently, we're not evil.
No.
We can make that choice.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about, like, the choice or, it being, like, influenced in you, like, from a young age with your
Mhm.
parents or whatever. But,
Yeah.
like, or just the way that you feel about how things are going on in the world and wanting to change it, but doing it in a bad way that's not beneficial to anyone.
Right.
So, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
With the Agents of Liberty.
And
now
then
he took the whatever, the Harnal.
Yeah.
Harnell. And now he's just super freaking powerful.
Yeah, but we have James there to go toe to toe.
But you saw what he did. James freaking threw the car at him and then Lockwood threw it back.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Alright, I mean...
And there was 3 of them. There was James, Brainy, and Nia.
Mm-hmm.
And Dreamer. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if he did that with the 3 of them, then they're outnumbered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but...
I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying that based off what we saw in what Lockwood did from taking that, it's going to be really difficult for them to beat him.
Right.
Like, they will, obviously, because it's Supergirl. And evil doesn't win out. It's always good that wins out. But it's just going to take a bit for them to get him.
Now, was it just me, or did I hear someone say Doomsday?
I didn't hear that. But,
Did you guys hear someone say Doomsday?
But, I could have just missed it.
Because
when was it said?
During that fight. Which points back to Smallville when he was Doomsday.
Reference!
Like... I could have sworn that when, like, James, like, looked behind him, and, like, and then he got thrown into, the gas tanker, oil tanker, whatever it was, I don't know,
yeah.
the semi, and, like, he, like, survived it with torn clothes, kind of like Hulk style. I could have sworn somewhere in that connection of scenes, I heard someone yell Doomsday. And my mind exploded. I was like, wait, what? What? Like, I was actually half expecting him to, like, have, like his muscles and biceps just start rippling and growing larger, like, veiny. And I'm like, that's not happening. I mean, just for the fact that, like, Doomsday is supposed to be able to, you know, like,
Yeah.
freaking kill Kryptonians. So,
Yeah. That's why I'm saying it's going to be really difficult for them to beat him.
right.
They will, but it'll just be hard. And I mean, there's
Mhm.
only 2 more episodes, so.
Yeah, and he called James a blood traitor. I mean, dude, you took an alien substance and stuck it in your blood, and now you have alien superpowers. You're now a blood traitor as
Like,
well.
he was all
so
wondering,
F you.
he's like, how did James get superpowers? Well, now you know, jerk face.
Mm-hmm.
Because you injected yourself with it.
Right? Now he's a blood traitor, too. I mean, like, damn. Like, he's going against his cause
I mean,
now.
James didn't do it intentionally. It happened because he got hurt.
Right.
Like, he wasn't given those. They were a result.
He didn't have a choice.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice. Those were a result of what was given to him.
Yeah.
Like Emma said, you know, I didn't ask for this. You know, when, like, I think it was August I was talking to her.
Yeah.
It was like season 1 or something. She's like, I didn't ask for this.
August didn't show up in season 1.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know who she was talking to. Maybe Graham or somebody, but I think it was season 1. She's like, I didn't ask for this, and she's all crying and, like, emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, to break the curse.
Right.
And
she didn't know about the curse in season 1. She thought Henry was full of it.
by like the middle and the end, she did.
Okay.
Because she had to break it. They knew who they were by the end of season 1.
They did?
Yes.
Okay. It's just like since they had season 1A and season 1B.
I think they did.
Like,
I mean, yeah, it's been a while, but I think so. Because, like, there was, like, a new thing that was happening every season.
Every half season.
Yeah, every half season.
But I think season 1 was the one that didn't happen in.
Maybe. But anyway, whatever season it was, 1 or 2, like, you know.
Yeah.
Usually when stuff like that happens, you don't ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a choice. It just happens to you. And then you have to learn to adapt and deal with it.
Right. I'm pretty sure, I know this isn't like a different, like a whole different universe, but, you know, the Fantastic Four didn't ask to get hit with the radiation in space that turned them into the Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Tony Stark didn't friggin' ask for that.
He didn't get hit with anything.
No, but I mean, like, he
created the suit. He asked for it.
So?
I'm pretty sure, you know, that Jean Grey didn't ask to be hit with the Phoenix Force as she was trying to save her friends and have to do that in order to survive and not die on a spaceship and, like...
Yeah.
When she was a damn kid. I mean, not really a kid, but, like,
right.
you guys, you know what I'm saying. Like,
a lot of times they don't have a choice, and, like, it's just given to them.
Like, she
other
was
times
because of radiation.
Yeah, other times they just are like, all right, I'm a genius, I'm super smart, I'm going to create this thing, and I'm going to be my own badass superhero.
Right.
Like Tony Stark.
Batman.
And Batman.
And
Spider-Man, he was bit with a spider, so he didn't have a choice.
Green Arrow had a choice. Arsenal had a choice when he was Speedy, not necessarily when he became Arsenal.
So, yeah, I mean, like, it just depends on the hero.
Mm-hmm. Technically, Aqualad had a choice because he didn't have to come to the surface. Aquaman was born on the surface, so he didn't really have a choice.
But anyway, yeah. I don't know how I feel about him having the Harnell now.
It's just, now we have Lex and Ben to worry about with the Harnell.
Yeah. I mean, we already know Lex is bad.
Right.
Lex is super powerful.
And now we have Tessmacher walking around being able to freaking duplicate herself.
Lex so much.
He loves me, and we're like meant to be, and
He doesn't give a crap about you, Tess. He
Like-
only cares about himself.
I know she's blonde, but she's got how many PhDs and is how smart?
Kara's smarter than her, and she's blonde.
Kara's not blonde.
What? She's a redhead?
She's like a dirty. I mean, she's blonde-ish. She's like a dirty blonde, but is in some of the light is almost more brunette.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway.
When it's wet, it's definitely brown.
Mm-hmm.
But
But I mean, your hair's always darker when it's wet.
Yeah, but I mean, most blondes still look blonde.
Yeah.
She looks brunette. So I'm saying that it's an extremely dirty blonde.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in the comics, she's blonde.
Yeah.
Like, in everything else, she's blonde. She's a blonde character.
Yeah.
But not on the show.
Yeah. But I mean, like what Kara said it, right? That,
Said what?
or Lena, that like he doesn't care about you. He only cares about himself.
Oh, probably Lena.
Yeah. So like, and it's true. She knows she's his freaking sister.
Mm-hmm.
If he cared about anybody but himself, he would freaking tell his sister that he loved her. That he cares about her, but he doesn't do that.
No.
Because everything that he does is for his own personal benefit.
Yeah.
It's not for anybody else's but his own.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's dumb to think that he loves her back.
Yeah, and...
Because that ain't ever going to happen, Missy.
Right. Where was the, as the title suggests, where was the real Tessmacher?
I don't know. There was so many of her.
Because it couldn't all have been a fake. Because unless they figured out how to stabilize the DNA that allows them to create duplicates.
Maybe.
Because they stated while reading the file that the dude that was able to duplicate himself, the longer they stayed separated, the dumber both of them got.
Mm-hmm.
The duplicate and the original.
Yeah.
They got stupid.
Stupid is as
So-
stupid does.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Hardy har har.
I'd like a box of chocolates.
And that's all I have to say about that.
But she remained smart throughout the whole thing. So either she had to be close by,
Yeah.
and they, came together and then came apart frequently-ish,
Mm-hmm.
or they fixed the bug in the DNA.
Yeah.
They were experimenting on them, so we don't know if they fixed it.
We do not.
So, I think we've talked about everything except the end. I mean, we hinted at the end when I talked about Kara being kidnapped,
Yeah.
but that's not the twist.
Yeah.
We all saw the twist coming. Come on, it wasn't much of a twist. But,
Oh, when she went to talk to the president?
yes.
Yeah.
I love that he had, on his lamp, the top section in the middle had, this flat surface, and he just sat a kryptonite rock on top.
And then he pressed the button underneath.
Yeah. He was just like, okay, she knows everything, send in the people to kidnap her. But I think he also knows, because he probably is, Red Daughter, I mean, he's seen her.
Yeah.
And probably seen her in disguise, too, so as soon as he saw Kara, he was like, huh, okay, Supergirl.
Right.
So he probably knows that he just freaking kidnapped Supergirl.
Yep.
But, oh my gosh.
I can't believe that there's only 2 more episodes.
Yeah, like how the hell is everything gonna get
And the
resolved?
promo, she's like the red star. She's like, "You're only wearing a cheerleader." However, I can't do
You're
Russian.
wearing a cheerleader's outfit.
I can't do Russian. I applaud Melissa Benoist for knocking that Russian accent out of the park because Russian is not an easy language.
No.
And that accent is not easy to do.
No.
So, yay for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I try to think about it in my head and like say it that way, but it doesn't come out that way.
For me, like I have to be reading something. I mean, except for that one time where I did on camera for YouTube.
It's like,
but
you're just wearing a cheerleader skirt or something like
that. That's like forced lame British.
I don't care. I'm sorry. I just.
But like
the only thing I can do is Russian. That's all I can do.
For me, I have to be like reading it, and like there's certain words that like they obviously say very different, and it's those words when I say those words and have the like you have to throw the accent in on that.
Yeah.
That if I say those words a couple times, then I get in the theme of it, and I'm able to like speak with the accent.
Right.
I'm like not at all Russian, so
me either.
That's like awesome for me to be able to do that. But really, all it is placement of tongue.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that's all any real.
Yeah, like when I was watching videos about accents, like Scottish and like Irish and stuff, like they're like you have to do it like a certain way with your tongue, like put it on the roof of your mouth. And
yeah,
like,
the roof, the bottom, have it forward, have it pulled back, and it performs differently for.
Well, because like with Irish, it's very sing-songy. Like la 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 la, kind of like top, like that. And
top of the morning too, yeah.
And Scottish is more like I, or I, or how Jamie Fraser talks on Outlander. That's Scottish.
Right, that's with the tongue more pulled back into the mouth, and like the other is like top of the morning to you. It's more forward.
Like the way that
Rowena.
Yeah, Rowena. Talks on Supernatural is Irish because she's Irish. The actress is Irish.
Yeah.
Ruth O'Connell. So, yeah, that's Irish.
Yeah. So,
I cannot talk tonight.
It's all just placement of tongue.
Yeah.
And once you understand how to form the word.
Svedka. Vodka.
Sounds like you're saying woodka.
Just watch any of the original Star Trek movies and listen to Chekhov because he's Russian.
That drives me insane. Because like generally I can understand someone with the accent.
Yeah.
But I can't understand it.
Can't understand Chekhov?
A lot of the time, I mean, I can.
Yeah.
But a lot when he's like really excited, I'm like, the F did you just say? I legit have subtitles on all my Netflix and like on everything, just so I like, especially if there's whispering in a show, I can just.
I always have subtitles on too. For sure.
It drives my brother insane when we're watching Game of Thrones and we have the subtitles on underneath.
But it's like the words they're using are old, ancient time words sometimes.
No,
sometimes. Sometimes.
Okay.
Apparently there's... Never mind. I'll mention it afterward. But yeah, like, Russian is hard. So yay for her.
Yes.
We only have 2 more episodes.
Yes, 2 more episodes.
Of pretty much everything.
Yes. But of The Flash, it ends next week.
Yeah, it does.
So, live stream.
There's 2 episodes right now, but after tomorrow there'll be 1.
Yes. So, live stream for the season finale of The Flash. 8 p.m. Eastern. Check us out here on this channel at that time.
Yep.
So that's how that's gonna go.
Yeah, because tomorrow is episode 21. So
yeah. So you guys got that to look forward to. You could we'll be watching it as we're doing this with you guys, just like a normal video. And if you have anything you want to say, we do comments and stuff during the commercials, or if one comes along during the show while it's on, and it's not a commercial that is really interesting, we'll read it and talk about it.
Yeah.
So
I guess until next time, keep believing in the
no.
Love yourself and be happy.
Yes, love yourself and be happy.